Yeah, see, because you know how long we've waited. Denise doesn't do the texture run very often, but another couple came in around the time they were June. They came in and they wanted textured run, so they just picked up their 2 at the weekend, and then there are these 2 that you could pick on from. That's what there are 4. Denise has a special gift. Like sometimes I think she's like how a clairvoyant has spirits talking through them. Denise can pull something out of nature, take it through herself and bring it out in colour.
I know that from about 18 months old I used to do about 50 drawings a day, and I can clearly remember being about 2.5 and sitting there drawing and just being surrounded by all these papers and pencils and doing that. And I also remember being about 9 years old, and my parents had gone out for the afternoon on a weekend, and I'd got hold of all these oil paints, and I think it was the first time I'd ever used oil paints, and I just painted all these landscapes, all these like sunsets, and you know, my parents came home and the whole room was like covered with these orange red glowing, you know, little A4 sunsets everywhere, and because they were oil, you know, like there was oil everywhere, and they took like 2 weeks to dry, and I remember trying to capture that feeling of you know, that feeling of lightness, I guess, that you get with watching like the sun go down.
I continually can be enthused by her artwork. I can never say, oh, another one. It's like they change all the time. They change with her moods and where she's at.
I'll pop into the gallery, you know, maybe a couple of times a week and speak to people, which is beautiful, and then I know who's getting the paintings and where they're going.
Hi, welcome to the gallery. I'm Denise. I'm in here for the day. I just walked past and dropped in. And you remember, you go, oh, that's Miss Walker from 10 years ago. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, fantastic.
One of the things I wanted to do here in Broome, and I looked for about 10 years, was to find a space where you could see all the work together. Because, you know, when you see one piece or, you know, a couple, it's different to experiencing the whole lot. I remember looking for the space for the gallery, and I'd look for 10 years in Broome to get the right location. You know, I wanted it to be a beautiful, accessible space. I wanted it to be an old building. I wanted it to have a beautiful Broome vibe, and to be a space where everyone could come together and see the artwork. And I remember someone saying to me, you know, like, have you done your figures, and when should you be buying this next piece of equipment and this and that? And I said, well, I don't know, I just went on the vibe. I just knew I had to have it happen. We were getting lots of people ringing up, wanting to come to the house all the time, and I just knew it would work, and I just knew that, you know, that I had to do it this way. As you come in and you wander through, you have a really beautiful experience looking at it all and, yeah, taking it all in.
Working with her can be quite demanding because she has so many ideas. Her brain works so fast and she's so many ideas, and she's so highly motivated that by the time you call up, she's on the next thing.
I don't come into the gallery a lot. Probably once or twice a week for 5 or 10 minutes I pop in. The main way I talk to a lot of people is at the market. We'll stand there and promote the gallery.
Yahoo! Welcome to the world of colour. These are the colours of the Kimberley.
Similar, maybe those 2 then would be better.
Yeah, it's called Essence, and it's just the main one. I came to Broome about 16 years ago on a holiday. I needed some space from where I was living, so I came up on a holiday on my own, and I just fell in love with Broome. I stayed a week at Cable Beach Club, and I ran out of money, and so I dragged my suitcase to the nearest backpackers and stayed for another week, and I remember spending full days sitting on the beach and exploring the rocks and just drawing and just filling up visual diaries. And it was when the old zoo was here, and I'd be drawing all the birds and just immerse myself in that process. Down on Riddell Beach in Price's Point and up at Cape Leveque. And this one I walked about 4 hours down from Cape Leveque, and then when I got back to Broome in my studio I painted it from my memory on it. So I think these are the only few. Are these the only originals I've got here?
That's what we got today.
You sure?
There are there's lots at the gallery.
Yeah, and they come with their certificates too. Yeah. I mean, that's the classic in terms of like the Ganthian points. You got the beach.
Yeah.
It's called Nightlight too. So it's called Moonlight Stroll. It's all signed. And if you'd like a certificate for it, just pop into the gallery.
Thank you so much.
My work is essentially about creating colour and energy that works together to make people feel good. So that when you look at my work, you actually feel the colour of the landscape, and it grounds you and it calms you, but it also energises you. So when you're looking at like the reds and the passionate earth and the land, it makes you feel just, really charged and grounded and passionate, and the blues are really calming. And I guess that I've tried to create that in my own life and with my own sense of self, and I've used art as a vehicle to do that. And it's capturing that light and space as well, that's what I try and do. So it's just like you and the landscape, and you have that intimate connection, and it's like what you would have experienced this morning, up early, seeing that colour and feeling that energy of the land.
We're in Melbourne, you have your gallery.
Where is it, Jane? In Richmond?
Gardner
Gallery
in Richmond. I think it's the 18th of November.
Yeah. Producing the work here, the inspiration here from the Broome and the Kimberley, putting the show together, taking it from here to Melbourne.
If you could send me an invite.
Yeah, I'll take your details.
The inspiration, where it comes from, creating the artworks and then taking them from this tiny little town in Broome and in really remote Kimberley. To get 100 paintings from here over there is quite huge, and then seeing them in a completely different context where we're totally removed from anything that's linked to the Kimberley, and in a very structured space. So where I'm working and where I'm going down the beach to get the inspiration, and even doing little studies, then we end up in this major city. It's quite a just a whole interesting process. We actually make and create all our own canvases. We don't use the mass-produced ones that are imported from overseas. We actually get the wood, route the wood, cut it, put it together using the best materials, the highest quality materials we can get. And I've spent the last 10 years working out what sort of wood and what sort of canvas and how to create a piece that after 2 years won't warp in our 98% humidity. Cool, thanks, that's great. Thanks so much, Kat. And if you could make sure that they're straight. I don't know if they can do that, because we've had a couple recently that come up a bit bendy, and I've just been chopping those up and using them for small bits. Yeah, no worries. All right, thanks heaps, Kat. Thanks, see ya, bye. Hopefully it's gonna be good. Shipped out Friday from Melbourne. It'll take probably 7 days to get here. So we're going across the country. So the wood's coming across, and then when we have our exhibition, we're going back. Oh, g'day, Robin. Just wondering if Simone's available, please. Thanks, Ta. What we're going to do is just going to order all the paints now, so we've got enough for the show, the exhibition, plus this big commission that we're working on.